Mining is one of the many industries that make severe use of resources, mineral resources in particular. So, how do you define extractivism?
Can you repeat, teacher? I think
Yes.
my internet it's a bit low.
Okay. So the question is, how do you define extractivism? How do you define extractive industry? What is an extractive industry? What is an extractive industry? Like mining, for example. What is that?
The mining it's the extract of minerals of underground,
Yeah, exactly right. That is exactly right. That
like
is
like copper,
copper,
steel,
copper,
well,
yes.
copper, iron,
Copper,
iron,
iron, yes.
um, and lots of things more.
Lots of minerals, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
Gold, silver,
gold. The bauxite to
petrol,
make the aluminum.
bauxita. Yeah, that is exactly right. Very well. So let's read the definition of extractivism as a resource. This is what it says about extractivism, the definition. Can you read it, please, Sebas?
Yes, teacher. Extractivism centers around the extraction of natural resources and the economic well-being of the region is heavily dependent on the export of these resources.
Yeah, so there is no diversification for once. So there is no diversification. So that can give limited economic diversification. You depend on one item only. That may have negative consequences. Let's read the second element, please, Sebas. Can you?
An element of what?
Limited economic diversification.
I
Can you
think
read that?
the extractive economies may be overly reliant on a narrow range of commodities, making them vulnerable to fluctuations in global commodity prices and market demand.
Exactly. Let's suppose that your region, let's say Zacatecas, right, relies basically on mining products like zinc, which there is a lot of zinc in Zacatecas. And then the economy is buoyant, the economy is good because you are extracting zinc. But one day the price of zinc drops. What is going to happen with the population that depends on zinc, on this industry exclusively and not other industries? That there is no diversification. So what is going to happen with the state of Zacatecas if the price of the mineral drops or falls? What's going to happen?
Of the economy of the state are going to how do you say
Plummet.
desplomarse?
To plummet, exactly.
To plummet.
The economy is going
Yes.
to plummet. The economy of the region is going to plummet, exactly, which is very bad, right? So the economy is going to plummet, and that is dramatic because you depend on one item only, on the one commodity. You depend on the zinc, right? Well, that is one problem. There are more problems. This is another problem here. I'm going to put it here. If you can please read it, Sebas.
And yes,
Environmental.
environmental impact. Extractive industries can have profound environmental consequences, including deforestation, habitat destruction, soil erosion, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. These activities may lead to long term ecological damage.
Yeah, that means that if you put all the eggs in one basket, that can cause severe consequences. That can cause dramatic consequences. And then not only the economy will suffer, but also the soil. There will be soil erosion, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. So that causes ecological damage. Well, if that was not bad enough, there are other problems. These problems are um, extractivism can bring social and cultural changes. Let's read this, Sebas, please. Can you?
Yes, teacher. Extractivism can bring about social and cultural changes, including displacement of local communities, loss of traditional livelihoods,
Livelihoods, yes.
and social inequalities. Indigenous populations are often disproportionately affected.
Disproportionately affected. Correct. That is then dramatic. That is really dramatic because here is Nati. Let me say hello to Nati. Let me welcome Nati. Nati, good evening. How are you today?
Good evening, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
Very nice, very nice. I'm here with Sebas. We're talking about one of the cultural phenomena and social phenomena, which is called extractivism. An extractive industry refers to all the industries that massively exploit mineral resources, but not only mineral resources, Sebas, Nati, also natural resources. For example, Guanajuato is experiencing a dramatic reconversion of the products. Many people are migrating from wheat, corn, sorghum, soy, barley, which are grains, to agave. And the problem with that is that it's a monocultivar, so that can also create some type of erosion and is considered an extractivist industry, which can cause severe damages. So, Nati, have you heard of the word extractivism or extractive industries? Have you heard this concept, Nati?
Not really, probably only like in a sentence like this, like extractive industry, but not with a definition.
Okay, but Sebas, can you please rephrase your conception of extractivism? What is extractivism and examples of that, please?
Well, the extractive industries are all the industries that extract all the natural resources of the earth, like wood,
Wood,
the wood, probably could be uh, principally the minerals underground, and this example are
minerals and
the mining industries.
exactly, exactly. As an extension of this, thank you, Sebas, Nati and Sebas. As an extension of these extractive industries, you have some agricultural products. Maybe you say, how can it be agricultural products? They cannot be extractivism. Well, yes, they are. Um, for example, soya in Argentina uh, is severely damaging the soils, is eroding the soils in Argentina. So soy is damaging the soils in Argentina. The question is why? Why do you think the the extractive this has become an extractive industry? Soy. Why, Nati, Sebas? Why do you think the production of soy is damaging the soils of Argentina?
Because this overproduction, probably.
Yes, yes, yes. But what is the effect on the soil? What is the effect? If you don't rotate crops, what happens if you don't rotate crops? That's a technical question, but it's very easy to answer. What is the effect of not rotating crops? What is
The
this? Is a general
erosion,
question. It's
the
technical.
erosion of
It
the,
causes erosion
yes, it's erosion of the
of
ground,
the fields.
of the field. Yeah.
Erosion. It causes erosion. Do you agree with this, Nati? That not rotating the crops can cause erosion? Or what do you think, Nati, about this? I don't know if Nati is still connected. Yes,
No,
there's Nati.
erosion in what context?
In the context of, I can barely hear you. Let me increase the volume. Can you repeat your answer, Nati, please? Can you
Yes,
repeat your?
what I understand is that you are asking me about erosion, right?
Yes. What is the effect of not rotating crops? If you do not rotate crops like onion, celery, broccoli, and then lettuce, and the next cycle you rotate, you change the crops. That is the preferred practice. But if you don't do that, what is the risk? What can happen?
Um, Probably, how do you say echar a perder?
Spoil?
The product is spoiled because it's like a mix of the new, for example, new onion with the old onion, and there is like a mix, strange mix that is not good, of course.
A very good comment. Excellent comment, Nati. Can you please, Nati, read this
This
paragraph,
paragraph,
please?
please.
Yes, teacher. Soy cultivation in Argentina has been a major driver of deforestation, particularly in sensitive ecosystems such as the Gran Chaco and the Amazon rainforest. The removal of natural vegetation for soy plantations can lead to soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and disruption of ecosystem services.
Thank you very much. What do you think about this, Sebas? What is your opinion about what's happening in Argentina with the cultivation of soy?
I think it's a big impact in the what's the word? I forgot the word.
And
And the environment,
environment.
and the environment. Yes, I think it's a big impact in the environment and a big impact to the fields that produce this soya.
Crops,
This
soy
crops.
that produces soy. Yeah, exactly.
Soy.
Exactly. That is a pity because one problem with monoculture practice is that I'm going to put it here and I'm going to ask Nati to read it and then comment about it, and then you do the same. Sebas, please, you comment about this. So, Nati, if you can please read what happens with monoculture practices, why that is not good. Nati, please, if you can read, please.
Teacher, monoculture practices. Large scale soy production often involves monoculture where vast areas are planted with the same crop repeatedly. Monoculture can deplete specific nutrients from the soil, leading to soil degradation and reduced fertility over time.
Okay. And so, what do you think about monoculture practices, Nati? Are they good or are they bad?
Well, I think they are they are bad because in
Yes.
this part of can deplete specific nutrients. Of course, the nutrients are for us, so we need it, and if we don't have it, well, we are consuming uh, strength. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Very good comment. Thank you, Nati. Sebas, what are the consequences of reducing the fertility of the fields over time, of the soil? What is the potential consequence?
Well, the fields it's are going to being how do you say infertiles?
With infertility,
Infertility. Well,
unfertile.
unfertile. Yes, are going to
So
become infertile uh, fields.
fields.
Fields. Sorry.
And what is the consequence? You produce more food or less food in the same area.
Sorry. Less food.
Less food. And is that something
Well,
that
bad.
people want? That's something
No,
terrible,
that's
right?
terrible because well, you need it to the people that needs to that send no that
Solely, yeah.
sold it, and the people that buy it to well, eat. So it affects a lot.
It affects people a lot, right? Very good. Now, let's read this, Sebas, yourself, agrochemical use, and then I'm going to ask Nati and you to make comments about this, please. Agrochemical use, please, Sebas.
Agrochemical use. Intensive soil farming relies heavily on the use of agrochemicals, including pesticides and fertilizers.
Fertilizers. Right.
Fertilizers.
Continue, Sebas, please. Excessive use.
Excessive use of these chemicals can result in soil pollution, negatively impact soil structure, micro, microbial diversity, and overall soil health.
Okay, thank you very much, Sebas. Nati, what do you think about the agrochemical use? Is it something desirable? Is something that you desire as, for example, you have a big extension of land, Nati, and somebody tells you, Nati, I want to grow agave. Can I rent your land? And you say, yeah, go ahead. Can I use any agrochemicals? Yes, do whatever you want. Do you do that or what, Nati?
Of course, not teachers.
Okay.
As principal, we are um like, well, it's a prohibited thing thing. So talking about this, of course, I think there exists like laws.
Loss.
Uh, I'm this mm, in this industry. I don't know the correct name of them, but they exist. And if someone check me or check you in this case, uh, well, we probably know that there is no in the correct rules or in the correct way, and it. But I think some people uses or these products exist because people consume because they think probably it's easier uh, to use it.
Well, yeah, but the problem also is that's a very good comment, Nati. Thank you very much. That's a very smart comment. But also, you made a very interesting question. Are there any laws to protect the land from aggressive use of agrochemicals? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not, because you rent your land, and the person who rents it, the person who's going to grow the agave and convert it into tequila or mezcal, he says, well, that's not his land. I'm going to use my agrochemicals. I'm going to erode Nati's soil. Well, yeah, but it's not my land. It's Nati's land or it's Seba's land, right? So after 5 or 6 or 7 years, your land is going to become useless for 1 or 2 years, right? To recover. And, but it's not my problem, right? So I'm going to use aggressive agrochemicals. There are no laws that prohibit the use of these agrochemicals, at least up to now, unless it is negotiated in the contract. You can say, well, teacher, I'm going to rent you my land for your production of agave, but the conditions are these. So how can we establish, or I mean, how can you establish, how can the owners of the land establish an agreement to protect their soil from erosion? That's an interesting question. Sebas, what do you think, please?
I don't know. Well, because if you rent all the land, so the people that rented it are going to use all the chemicals that they uh, think are necessary to increase the production.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what is happening now. That is exactly the reality. But the problem is that they are polluting, they are eroding
Eroding
your land.
the lands. Yes,
So how do you protect yourself, or Nati, how do you protect yourself from erosion? How do you do that?
I think it's established in the at the moment that you rent the land. Established what type of chemicals you are able to use at the moment to use the lands, probably.
I believe that is a great idea. Establish a type of forbidden chemicals during the agreement, or at the time at oh, at the time of signing the agreement. Uh, I believe that is a great idea. Let me ask Nati what she thinks. Nati, what do you think about this idea? And what is your own idea? Are there other possibilities? What's your comment, Nati, on this, please?
Well, I think it's a great idea, probably the best, um, because it's like logical or probably like the first step. I imagine. And on my own opinion, to say some different, I contract someone, of course, an expert, uh, to foresee me the best option.
Oh, I see. I see. To suggest just the best option regarding the use of agrochemicals
Mm-hmm. Yes,
in order to protect your land, right?
right.
Well, Nati, that is a fabulous idea. I need to tell you that this is a really, really great idea. You hire an expert to suggest the best option regarding the use of agrochemicals in order to protect your land. That's great idea. Now the question. Thank you, Nati. Sebas, why Nati? I mean, Nati is in high school. Well, she's very smart, yes, but why growers don't come up with these ideas to protect what is their land? What is it so difficult for growers, for people in the in the farms, think of this idea when they make the negotiations? Why is this happening? What do you think, Sebas?
I think it's easy to answer. Money.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Explain that, please. Money. Yeah. Well, money, but you can
Why?
rent my
Why?
land, but also protect it, can't you not?
Well, yes, but some companies that rent the lands probably didn't want to follow that rules,
Those
and if
rules.
they those rules, sorry, and if they are going to accept it, the companies are going to say, okay, we accept, but we are going to pay less money, probably. That's my
So
idea.
you will.
I don't know that it's correct, but that's my idea.
I believe that is very true too. Yes, that's called power of negotiation. You have a better position to negotiate because you are a big company and you say, well, I can rent your land, but I need to use it as I wish. And I decide what I do. And then you say, geez, I need the money. This guy is putting a lot of pressure on me. Well, okay, let's go. So, um, so weakness in the negotiation, in the position of negotiation. That is very true. Sadly, true. Let me ask Nati what she thinks about this. This is true, actually, Sebas. But and thanks for the comment, Nati. What do you think about the comment from Sebas, please?
Well,
The companies have the power to say, well, take it or leave it. What do you think?
mm, well, of course, it's an important decision. But I think if they have this, well, we're talking about plants or agave or something like that. They have money, uh, because if they don't have it, they don't put it. So I think, when you want to increase or develop your negotiation, you need to think on your consequences or in the future, and they need to increase or to search, probably investigate some information of all of these pros and the consequences.
Okay, pros and cons of the decision. That is extremely intelligent. That is a very smart decision. You do a research on the pros and cons of the decision, right? And you need to be aware of the consequences. Okay, well, if I rent my land, yeah, they're going to give me money, but it's going to be unusable for 1 or 2 years. Is that money paying for an idle land for 2 months? Idle land. Idle is the same as not busy. Unoccupied, right? Idle means that you are not using the land. What do you think of this? Thank you, Nati. What do you think of this concept, Sebas? Do you need to be aware of the consequences? Calculate the money that is going to cost you having your land idle for 1 or 2 years, or what? What do you think, Sebas,
Yes,
please?
obviously,
Why?
because well, I think the people needs to think at to the future, probably make a more inversions, probably
More investments like
invert
what?
more, invert more, take care, taking care about the consequence that could be the use of uh, some chemicals at all the lands that the people have.
Right. Okay. That is a very good comment too. Very, very good comment. Now, let me ask you a question, Nati and Sebas. This is a debatable question. You can debate, well, the government, the owner of the land, who should establish the protective law to the for the soils, the government or the owner of the land, and why? Nati, what do you think? Thank you, Sebas. What do you think about this question? Can you read it and answer it with your own appreciation, with your own comments? Nati, please.
Mm, well, I chose government in the fact that they are checking the money and all these, how you say ingresos?
How do you say what?
Ingresos?
Risks.
risks, and the
Mm,
risk, and they needed to put attention on all of this. So for that part, I chose governments, but I'm not very sure, of course.
well, this is a decision. If you have family member or a friend that has a tract of land and he wants to rent it to a tequila producing company, you need to decide, well, should I protect it? Should I protect my land or not? Right? Sometimes they don't even know. Right? Sometimes people don't even know about the consequences of using very strong or aggressive agrochemicals that destroy the biodiversity and erode the fields. So, thank you, Nati, for your comment. Sebas, how do you answer this question? Who should establish the protective law for the soils? Should be the government or the owners of the land?
Both of them.
Both of
Um,
them. Why? How?
yes. First, the government, yes, need to establish the laws that the industries need to must follow at the moment to use the lands of of people, of some people, and the owners of the lands needs to um, be aware that laws are being respected by the industries.
Okay, so repeat that. That's exact. That's an extraordinary comment. Repeat the comment, please. Grover should what? Should be
They
aware of
should be aware that rules that the government establish
that
are
those rules that the government
established
establishes, yes,
are being followed by or
are
respected
being respected or followed is a good verb. Followed
uh,
by
by the industries or by the companies.
industry, industries or companies that rent the lands. Okay, excellent comment. Okay, let's read this again. Can you please read it? Growers should be aware.
Yes. Can you scroll a bit down? Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah,
Uh, Growners should be aware that those rules that the government establishes are being respected or followed by the industries or companies that rent the lands.
that is very important. That is very important because if you do that, then you're going to protect your land. You need to be aware that the rules that the government establishes are respected by the industries. Right. That's very important. Um, how do you do that? I mean, the question is, uh, thank you, Sebas. Very good comment. How do you make sure that well, to begin with, are there any rules for sure, or how do you know how to know if there are protective rules that avoid soil degradation? Which part of the government, which area of the government is in charge of this or should be in charge of this? The rural department, social department, or both? Who should be in charge, Nati, please? Who is in charge of these decisions? There is this question, Nati. How to know if there are protective oh, I'm sorry. there are protective rules that avoid soil degradation. What do you think about this, Nati, please?
Well, I think could be. I'm not very sure. Both, because well, the experts on these plants probably be the rural people. But if we are talking about technology, of course, they exist more in social, right?
Could be. Actually, the social department or the social direction is more general than the rural department. Yeah, because the social area takes care of the problems in the urban areas and the suburban or rural areas. Don't you think? Or what do you think, Nati?
Yeah. Well, I'm not very sure. I'm analyzing this
Okay,
area.
okay, very good. It's a very interesting topic, but maybe, as you suggest, it concerns both the rural department and the social department to take care of this from the government perspective. Let me ask Sebas what he thinks. Who should be in charge, Sebas, to protect or to make sure that there are rules that avoid soil degradation? The rural department, the social department, or who is responsible of this? Sebas, what do you
Um,
think?
I think both of them.
Both of them.
I think.
Uh, have you heard of the saying, a dog that has two owners starves to death? Have you heard of this sentence, this quotation?
No, teacher.
Dog that has two owners starves to death. How do you translate this to Spanish?
Perro que tiene dos dueños. ah, en-
Se muere de hambre.
Se muere de hambre.
What do you think?
I don't.
Well,
No,
Sebas and I
no.
have the dog. No, I'm sure that Sebas fed the dog. Sebas gave the crackers to the dog, and then you think I'm sure that the teacher gave the crackers to the dog, so the dog is okay. And I think no, the dog is okay because Sebas gave him the food, and then the dog starves to death.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Well, so in this case, I think more to be a rural apartment.
Probably right because you're
Yes.
talking about specifically about the rural areas, rural production. So in this case, this saying applies 100%, right? You need to have one person or one department responsible for each task. Otherwise, I'm going to say, no, it's Seba's responsibility. No, no, the dog is the teacher's responsibility, right? And the dog dies
Yes.
from starvation. That is what happens. Okay, very good. Let's now move on to another topic, which is an interesting topic too. Um, there are lots of problems that are the result of water contamination. Let's read them. Let me put them here. And I'm going to ask Nati to read this. Some extractive practices contaminate the water. Can you read these, Nati, please? Water contamination. I don't know if Nati's there. Yeah, there is Nati. Can you please read about the water contamination, Nati, please?
The teacher runoff from soil files carrying
Field.
agrochemical field. Pardon. I'm sorry. Field carrying agrochemical residues can contaminate nearby water bodies. Water contamination further exacerbates environmental issues and poses risks to aquatic ecosystems.
Okay. So what's your comment about this, Nati? What do you think about this risk? What do you think about this in the production of soy fields?
Mm, well, I think that it's a big problem, and it's necessary to investigate and to inform people that is the experts probably, or people that have these cool tips. Because well, I'm reading the part of can contaminate nearby water bodies, so water is at this as the same very important, and we don't know if that water that it's contaminate, probably they how do you say this,
Dispose of it.
dispose of it
Dispose.
from us, or for someone, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very smart comment, actually. Very true, Nati. Thank you. What's your comment about this problem, Sebas? Water pollution, water contamination. Why is that a serious problem when you have extremely large fields of soy? Why is this a problem?
Well, it's a problem because if the water that you use to water the plants, all your land, well, obviously, if it's contaminated, the product are going to have a bacteria or something like that, and the people probably starts to get sick of because the that bacteria of or the contamination of the product. Well, you obviously needs to be clean when the product needs to be clean,
Alan,
um, to
diga.
be clean before to consume it. But if the water that we use to water this soil, well, it could be a big problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be a big problem. So it can also create social and land use conflicts. Let's read about this. Who wants to read this? Sebas or Nati, you want to read this?
Me. Social and
Okay.
land use conflicts. The expansion of soy cultivation has led to conflicts over land use, particularly with indigenous communities and small scale farmers. Such conflicts can result in displacement, loss of lively, livelihoods, and social
Livelihoods.
unrest.
Right. Thank you, Sebas. Nati, why is this a problem? You don't want to have displacement of communities. You don't want to have loss of livelihoods, and you don't want to have social unrest, right? So why is this so important, Nati, in your opinion, please? I don't know if you can hear us, Nati. Can you hear us?
Yes, I'm thinking my answer. Uh,
Okay.
mm, well, I'm really like surprised of these conflicts in the expansion. Um, but I want to say that these people that have these cool tips, who found the perfect place or the correct place to cultivate this, and in a place that don't affect anyone.
In a place that does not affect anyone, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if the solution is so simple. That's a it's very important comment what you're making, but if they haven't found it, why haven't they found the solution, right? Because it can become a serious problem, as you say correctly. Thank you for the comment, Nati. Let's read this last paragraph on the topic, Sebas, please, and then we make some comments. Let's read this, Sebas, please.
Yes, teacher. Efforts have been made to address these issues through sustainable agricultural practices, such as agroecology and agroforestry, which priori- prioritize environmental
Prioritize,
conservation,
prioritize.
prioritize environmental conservation, biodiversity, and soil health. Additionally, there is growing awareness and advocacy for responsible land use policies, conservation of natural ecosystems, and the promotion of more sustainable and diversified agricultural practices in Argentina.
Okay, very good. That is very important. So the next question is, why is it important to have good ecosystems? Nati, what do you think? Why is it so important? And this is a good question, actually. Why is it important to have good and healthy ecosystems? This is important. Why? What do you think, Nati? This is important, please. Why is it important to have?
Principle um, of the good climate and the health air or the health air for us because we are breathing and we need the good and healthy ecosystems, of course.
Yeah, very good. Excellent comment. Excellent comment. Thank you very much. Let me go to this next topic, which is biodiversity. Intuitively, Sebas, do you want to have a big biodiversity or a small biodiversity? What is preferable and why? Let's read this, please, Sebas.
Yes,
Ecosystems
teacher. Yes, teacher. Ecosystems support a vast array of plant and animal species, contributing to biodiversity. And biodiversity is essential for ecosystems resilience as different species play unique roles in maintaining ecological balance and functioning.
functioning. Okay, very good.
Functioning.
Um, what do you think of this, Nati? Thank you, Sebas. Is this important for you, for society in general, to maintain a vast array of plant and animal species? You want to have many plant species, many animal species, or what do you think? What comes to your mind intuitively, Nati? Please. What does your intuition tell you?
Well, I think the species are like us, unique, and we need to preserve them and be careful, of course. Mm, but actually, the society is with different ideas or the correct ideas about the species. So it's important to create, I don't know, campaigns or something like that to demonstrate that species are like us and we need to be careful with them.
Take care of them. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Fantastic comment. That's a great comment. Thank you, Nati. Now let's read a bit about ecosystem services. So, what is the service of an ecosystem? Um, you want to read this, Nati, and then Sebas, you comment. You make a comment. Ecosystem services, please.
Me?
Let's read this, Nati. Yes, please read it, and then Sebas is going to make a comment about this.
Ecosystems provide a wide range of services that are essential for human well-being. These services include clean air and water, pollination of crops, soil fertility, climate regulation, and the regulation of diseases.
Thank you, Nati. Sebas, what's your opinion about this? Don't you think that pollination of crops is essential for the development, for the reproduction of plants? What's your opinion about all these topics?
I think the pollution is necessary.
Pollination,
Obviously,
pollination.
pollination. Pollination. Sorry.
Yeah, it's very important. What about soil fertility, climate regulation, and regulation of diseases, control of diseases?
Well, I think it's important too because well, the fertility it's necessary to control all the time that land is useful to
Hmm.
produce a product. So they need to regulate the fertility to maintain the land product producing a product for the long time as possible.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true and very important as well. Um, how about food security? Is food security important? Why is this important? Let's read this. Sebas, let's read it, and then Nati makes a comment. So can you
Okay.
please read this, Sebas, please?
Food security. Many of foods we consume come directly from ecosystems such as fruits, vegetables, grains, and fish. Healthy ecosystems are vital to maintaining
Vital, vital,
vital for
vital.
man, vital for maintaining agricultural productivity and ensuring global food security.
What do you thank you, Sebas? What do you think of these, Nati? Do you like fish? Do you like vegetables? Do you like grains or fruits, Nati? What do you normally eat? And why is this important, please?
Mm, well, I think this preservation of food is very very important because we eat. But especially because of course we know that probably the fruits and vegetables are processing uh, processing food. Um, but it's important found
To
uh,
find, to find
to find the correct or the truth in the how do you say etiquetas
labels.
labels. Well, maybe they lie, but to to believe in them.
Well, that is a very important comment, and that is totally necessary. Now, there is another topic which is associated with this, and that is called climate regulation. Let's read this, Nati, please, and then I'm going to ask Sebas to make a comment about this. So, Nati, read this. Can you please read about the climate regulation? And I'm going to ask Sebas to make a comment about this. So, Nati, read this, please. Can you?
Yes, climate regulation. Ecosystems play a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate. Forests, for example, act as carbon sinks, absorbing and storing carbon dioxide,
Dioxide?
dioxide, which helps mitigate climate change.
Okay, very good. Well, that is excellent. Carbon dioxide helps mitigate climate change. Thank you, Nati. Sebas, what do you think then about the importance of forests? Why are they so important?
Well, it's well the forests are very important because well it's a very controversial topic now because they regulate a bit the climate of the earth. So the forests are very important, and it's a very controversial topic because the wood industry are start to the, the forest hold a lot of sounds with big forest.
Big
So
forests. Yeah.
so we lose that regulation of the climate.
Climate. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And also because the carbon dioxide becomes oxygen. So it's not only that stores the carbon dioxide, which is harmful for the humans, but also converts something bad into something good, converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, which is just fantastic. Imagine you make a conversion of something which is harmful for the human body into something which is necessary for human life, which is oxygen. What a better trade, right? But you are true. The extractive industry of wood industries is an extractive industry that causes severe problems to the ecosystems. And consequently, we need to be able to purify water. Is it possible? Well, let's read the following section here. Sebas, let's read it, please. Can you? And then I'm going to ask Nati to make a comment. So let's read about water purification, Sebas, and Nati will make a comment, please.
Yes, teacher. Water purification. Wetlands and forests play a significant role in purifying water by filtering out poll- pollutants and
Pollutants.
regulating water flow. Healthy ecosystems contribute to clean and reliable water sources for both human and natural systems.
Thank you very much, Sebas. Nati, so did you know that forests filter out the water and pollutants of the water flows, and they contribute to the health of ecosystems? Did you know about that? What's your opinion? What do you think, Nati? Please. So I don't know if Nati is around. Are you there, Nati?
Yes. Uh, uh, I think that some people or someone in there are create different systems for purify the water. Um, and I think, of course, it's very important to have different options of this because we are talking that, well, the government says that we don't have a lot of water right now. But my teacher says us that the water is not uh, like in extinction. How do you say acabando?
Running out?
It's not running out. The problem is that exists pollution water, so that is what happened in our world. And of course, the pollution water is not clean water. We cannot drink. Or
The
in the case of
polluted water. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
or in the case of
Polluted.
they don't be so benefit with that water.
That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. And there is an additional problem to that, and it is the medicinal resources. So let's read about this, Nati, please. And then I'm going to ask Sebas to give us a comment, to make a comment about this text, medicinal resources. So Nati, can you please read it? Medicinal resources.
Yes, teacher. Medicinal resources. Many pharmaceuticals and traditional medicines are derived from plants
Derived.
and organisms found in ecosystems. Biodiversity provides a rich source of potential medical discoveries.
That's a great comment. Thank you very much. So, Sebas, why is it important then to maintain a healthy ecosystem and promote the growth and the expansion of ecosystems? Why is it so important, Sebas, please?
The medicinal resources were important. Um, well, I think it's important because a base of these probably plants, medicinal plants, are based actual medicine.
Based on action medicines, right? Yes.
Yes,
Based actually, just maybe the opposite. Medicines are based on plants,
on
right?
plants. Yes,
So that's why you want to have healthy ecosystems, right?
yes.
Medicines are based on
So,
plants.
so it's important to mm, probably protect this type of resources because well, they're very important in the planet now.
Absolutely, absolutely. They are critical. And there is another aspect which is vital and important with the ecosystems, which is the recreation and aesthetics. They say a good landscape provides healthy life, healthy mind, healthy and relaxation opportunities, and even the opportunity for developing tourism. So let's read about these, Sebas, please. Recreation and aesthetics, please.
Yes, recreation and aesthetics. Ecosystems offer recreational opportunities and contribute to the aesthetics of landscapes, parks, forests, and natural areas provide spaces for leisure, relaxation,
Relaxation,
relaxation, and tourism.
tourism, exactly. Very good. So, this is very, very important. Thank you, Sebas. Nati, what's your opinion? If you can tell me why recreation and aesthetics is important and how they derive from ecosystems. So, what's your comment, Nati, please, about this?
Well, probably I say that mm, it's true that we need these recreational spaces um, for, of course, leisure, relaxation, and tourism. Tourism is for economical, increase the economical of the country or Irapuato or something. And at the same time, we need to understand the importance to maintain in good conditions.
Good shape, good
Yes,
condition,
in good,
yes.
because at the end of the day, it's for us.
Exactly, exactly. That's a very smart comment. At the end of the day, it is for us, right? There are other aspects which are associated with maintaining a good ecosystem, and those are cultural and spiritual values. Why are they so significant? Let's read this, Nati, please. Can you read this, please?
Yes, teacher.
Let's read.
Cultural and spiritual values. Ecosystems have cultural and spiritual significance for many communities. They are often central to cultural practices, traditional knowledge systems, and spiritual beliefs.
Okay, thank you, Nati. What's your comment about this, Sebas? Is it true that there are cultural practices and traditional knowledge systems, even spiritual beliefs associated with nature, with the forest, with jungles, with natural spaces? What's your opinion about this? Not Sebas, please.
I think yes, but now in our days, I think it's not very common now. I think before, a lot of years ago, it was very normal
Mhm.
that the ecosystem have has had sorry a more cultural impact in the communities.
Why do you think this is fading, Sebas? Why people are diminishing their respect to nature, in your opinion?
Because probably the technology. I don't
You
know.
think?
I think it's
Um,
because the
yeah.
technology because we start to forget of where we get all the resources to produce all that we need.
Well, that is surely true. That is surely true, and we ignore the importance of these traditional knowledge systems and spiritual beliefs and even cultural practices. Well, it's unfortunate, but I believe that you are totally true, right? More and more people are becoming unaware of the importance of ecosystems. So it's actually the growth of ignorance, which is a pity, is very, very sad. Let's read these economic benefits of having various healthy ecosystems. Sebas, please, can you read this? And I'm going to ask Nati to comment.
Yes, teacher. Economic benefits. Ecosystems support various industries, including agriculture, forestry, forestry,
Forestry.
forestry, fisheries, and tourism. These economic activities depend on the health and sustainability of ecosystems.
Very good. A very important comment. So, Nati, please tell us, how can you foster, how can you motivate, how can you, Nati, encourage the various industries in agriculture, forestry, fisheries, and tourism? How would you foster the growth of these industries, Nati, please?
Well, probably creating I don't know, some programs or putting some attractions. Uh, but obviously, I my the first step is clean the ecosystem and take care. You say take care, right?
Take care of, yes.
Yes, take care of the ecosystem. Yeah, that's it.
How do you do that? These are great ideas, Nati. They are fantastic ideas. How do you clean the ecosystems? How do you take care of them?
Well, I clean the ecosystem if they have has garbage. I don't know, put some containers or and clean it with some people or a group. And at the same time, this is a very good option to people for have some opportunities. How do you say empleo?
Employment?
Employment, to have employment.
Yeah, very true. Very true. The comment is very accurate. And so this is an additional benefit. Also, and this is a no brainer, right? There is a flood prevention. You avoid floods. How can it be? Well, yeah, you avoid floods. Let's read this, Nati, please, and then I'm going to ask Sebas to make a comment. Let's read about flood prevention, Nati, please.
Yes, flood prevention. Wetlands and natural vegetation help regulate water flow and prevent flooding. They act as natural buffers against extreme weather events and contribute to disaster risk reduction.
Thank you very much. Did you know about this, Sebas? That you can avoid floods, inundaciones, uh, when you have enough vegetation? Did you know this? What do you think?
Well, yes,
Okay.
and well, it happens because all the plants absorb a bit of water, So it prevents a flood if you have a lot, because they start to absorb the water. And
And
if
that,
it's flood,
yes.
and if it gets floods, well, it starts to reduce the flood, sorry, the water easily
Uh-huh.
with the
Yeah.
plants. So yes, it's important it's a very important aspect.
All right. It's a very important aspect. Very true. Yeah, that is true. And well, there is another fantastic um, consequence of healthy ecosystems. Let's read this, Sebas, please. It is erosion control. How can you control erosion, Sebas, please?
Erosion control. Healthy ecosystems, especially forests and grasslands, help control soil erosion by
Stabilizing.
stabilizing the soil with their root systems. This is crucial for maintaining fertile and reproductive and productive landscapes.
Productive landscapes, fertile and productive landscapes. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Sebas. So, what do you think of these, Nati? Healthy ecosystems, grasslands. They help control soil erosion. Did you know this? What do you think about this? Why is this important, Nati, please?
Well, I didn't know that. Well, actually, I'm reading and now I know. But it's a very could be like logical because of course we know if we maintain or if we have some a healthy ecosystems, we have like a good answer of the ecosystems, a good option. But um, I'm very surprised of this. Oh well, talking about by stabilizing erosion. That's the good point or the the good way.
Right, exactly, exactly. So, in reality, ecosystems are much more important than we think, and we don't give enough importance to that. Maybe because we are distracted doing other things, which we consider really important, but healthy ecosystems is crucial to maintaining a good quality of life. So, to end this topic, let's read about resilience to changes. Resilience. Why people are resilient to change when we probably should change and take better care of our earth. So let's read this, Nati, please. Resilience to changes.
Yes, diverse ecosystems are more resilient to environmental changes and disturbances. Biodiversity allows ecosystems to adapt and recover from disturbances such as extreme weather events or disease outbreaks.
So it can also control, thank you, Nati, it can also control diseases. Wow, that is incredible. Um, for example, plant diseases can spread, but when you have a wide ecosystem, it is like a self control. What do you think about that, Sebas? Is that not amazing?
Yes, it's amazing. Well, I don't understand a bit. I didn't understand a bit, but but yeah, when you have a big ecosystem, they start to be an type of uh, a balance,
Balance, it creates a
a
balance,
balance
yes.
in the ecosystems, and well, that's why the planet have life,
That's why the
because
planet has life,
the
yes.
planet had a balance, but the human starts to destroy that balance.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And that is a pity. Is truly, truly sad that human beings are the ones who are destroying the ecosystems and nature much more than animals. animals. Animals actually tend to preserve the equilibrium of ecosystems, and it is humans who are destroying it. I mean, it's embarrassing. We should be embarrassed of that practice, but this is extremely sad but true that it is men who are destroying ecosystems. Let's read this, Sebas, please, if you're so kind. Preserving and restoring healthy ecosystems, please.
Yes, teacher. Preserving and restoring healthy ecosystems is essential for sustainable development, the maintenance of life
Maintenance,
supporting
maintenance, maintenance.
maintenance of life supporting services and the overall well-being of the planet and its inhabitants. Human activities that degrade or destroy ecosystems can have far-reaching consequences for both the environment and society. Therefore, conservation and sustainable
Management.
management of ecosystems are critical for current and future generations.
Thank you very much. Nati, what is your conclusion about this? This is extremely important, but you want to preserve and restore healthy ecosystems, Nati, and that is truly, truly vital. That is essential. Why? Why is this essential, Nati, please?
What is essential?
Yeah, why is that this essential?
Ah, um, well, probably because uh, we we were talking about these health ecosystems and this preserving and restoring the healthy. It's like they are the steps to follow for um, cons, con, cons, how do you say
Constructing,
um, conscientiza
making conscious, making people conscious.
conscious making people conscious in these topics that they don't know.
Right, very good. Excellent, Nati. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great, great, great comments. Um, well, now I'm going to ask you to do something. We're in the topic of ecosystems. I'm going to ask you and Sebas to write 5 questions each about the importance of ecosystems. So please write 5 questions, um, and we're going to share them among us, the three of us. So write 5 questions connected with the preservation of ecosystems. Nati and Sebas, please. Can you?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, so here we have some interesting questions here, and I'm gonna place the questions here. All right. Well, here's my first question. I'm gonna put this green. That gives the feeling of a green energy. Question one. Okay, there's my first question. Generate my second question. Question 2. Question 3. 3. Question 3. I'm going to do question 4. Question 4. And question 5. This is my question number 5. Question 5. And then I'm going to ask these questions. All right, I have my 5 questions. When you guys are ready, please let me know. And there is a party nearby. You can hear the music, it's very loud. So here are my questions. Let's see Seba's questions and Nati's questions. Interesting topic about ecosystems. And interesting topics. How are you doing, Sebas? You're making progress?
And yes, teacher, only give me a few minutes more.
Okay, a few more minutes. Perfect. Absolutely. Yes. Nati, are you making progress?
Yes, teacher.
Uh, very nice. Very nice. You're down to what? 2, 3 questions for questions? Well, here, here, geology here. Space exploration.
Teacher, we sent it from the group of WhatsApp or
Yes, please. Yes, send them to the group, to the WhatsApp group, please,
okay.
Sister Nati.
Yes.
If you already have the answer, the questions, it'll be great. Awesome, awesome. So send them to the group and let's read them. That is writing. Okay, well, here are the questions. Nice questions. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Not these questions. Truly, truly interesting. Um, let me let me do this. What do? I'm gonna copy them here on the right. These are not these questions. They're great questions. Here we got question number one. I'm gonna put it here. That's not this question. Question number one. Okay, let's read your first question, Nati, and Sebas will we will ask Sebas to please respond it, answer it. So read your first question, Nati, and Sebas, please, if you can answer it.
Yes. Which of the following human activities contributes negatively to ecosystem health? I read the options or
Yes, read the options, and Sebas will answer, please.
A. Waste recycling. B. Sustainable use of natural resources. C. Indiscriminate deforestation. Or D. Conservation of protected areas.
Okay, very good. What is the answer, Sebas?
It's C.
See, indiscriminate deforestation. Yeah, why?
Well, because it affects the a lot of ecosystems and affect a lot of animals and reduce the control of the climate.
Reduce the control of the climate. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That's a very, very good comment, Sebas. Thank you very much. Nati, let's continue with your second question, please. Ask as a second question exactly the same as you did the first one.
Yes. Which measure helps promote awareness of the importance of ecosystems? A. Ignoring environmental problems. B. Participating in reforestation programs. C. Increasing air pollution. D. Wasting natural resources.
What is the answer,
Mm,
Sebas?
I think it's B.
B. Okay, why? Why?
Well, because we help to the environment, planting trees and well, yeah, more trees to uh, to prevent the climate change. Climate
Okay,
change.
climate change. Totally true. I believe that is very true and very important. Thank you, Sebas. Let's do question number three. Nati, please, can you read it, read the options, and then we will
Yes.
ask Sebas to answer it.
What is an example of an individual action to conserve ecosystems? A. Littering in natural areas. B. Using disposable products. C. Saving energy and water. D. Contributing to water pollution.
Okay. What is the answer, Sebas, please?
Um, Saving energy and water.
It is. I believe it is true. Why? Why? Why is that important?
Well, because we can disconnect the TV or some electrodomestics when we are not using it,
When we're not
and
using them, okay.
save water. Well, because we can use the water that in of the bathroom when that well, could you say of the regadera? Could you say regadera?
Shower
The shower when we are waiting for the hot water, we
for the
can
hot water
use
to
it but to clean something to or something like that.
Absolutely. That's a very good comment. Thank you. Sebas, the next to the last question, Nati, please, can you read it? Same way.
Yes, teacher. What negative consequence can the loss of biodiversity have on an ecosystem? Improving ecosystem stability, B. Increased disease resistance, C. Imbalance in chains, D. Strength interdependence between species.
Right. Very good question. What do you think is the answer, Sebas? Oh, that's not the
In
question.
number
Four, number
ah,
four.
4, yeah, and imbalance in food change.
Imbalance in food chains. Exactly. Exactly. Normally, a lion would eat a hyena. A hyena would be devoured by vultures. Vultures will be eaten by insects, and then the insects will feed the soil, and that will be a long food chain, right? But if you break some species, a lion cannot eat insects or leaves of a tree, right? So what's going to happen if the lion doesn't have prey to eat? He's going to die too. Consequently, that provides an imbalance in food chains, and that is terrible. And that is really, really bad. So, well, thank you very much. Good comments. And then I think I'm reading Seba's questions now. Okay, this is Nati's question. I think is the last question from Nati. And let's read it. Uh, okay, Nati, if you can read the questions, and Sebas, you will answer this, please.
Yes. How does climate change affect ecosystems? A. Improving species adaptability. B. Increases biological diversity. C. Causes alterations in weather patterns. D. Facilitates the conservation of endangered species.
Very good question. Sebas, what do you think? What is your answer?
Uh, it causes alteration in weather patterns. Let's see.
Causes alterations in weather patterns. Yeah, why? How does that happen?
Um, well, it alter the weather because because um, the pollution make the a global warming that starts to change some um, cycles, like the cycle of water, the cycle, well, a lot of cycles,
Nitrogen cycles,
nitrogen
oxygen cycles.
oxygen cycles, yes, carbon cycles too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it starts to alterate the weather in when in the months that should start raining. Well, it it doesn't rains.
It doesn't
So
rain. Exactly.
well, I think
Very
that's
true.
a
Yes,
very big alteration.
that's true. Very good comment. Thank you. Sebas, now the opposite. You're going to read your questions, Sebas, and Nati, you will answer them and explain why. So the first question, Sebas, please, can you read it? Nati, you answer if you can, please.
Yes, sir. Why is biodiversity essential within ecosystems? Aesthetic appeal, economic benefits, genetic resources, all of the above.
What do you think, Nati? Thank you. Good question. What is the answer? Biodiversity is essential within ecosystems. Why? Is it one, two, or all of the above?
All of the above.
Yeah, that is true. Why each one of them contribute to a healthy ecosystem? Nati, please.
Um, well, because we know we are checking in this class all of these factors and the probability, the solutions. We check about the correct conservation and, of course, the pros and the consequences.
Very good. Excellent answer. Now let's go to the next question. If you can please read it, Sebas and Nati, you will answer this, please. Can you?
Yes, teacher. How do ecosystems contribute to climate
Climate.
stability, carbon sequestration, regulation of temperature, modulation of precipitation patterns, or all ABC or ABC or ABC?
Right? What do you think, Nati? What do you think, Nati? A, B,
Uh,
C, or all of them?
all of them.
All of them? All right. Why? Why do you think all of them contribute to climate stability?
Um, well, probably because um, they are the principal, mm, like energy or this space to have a better or in the case of stability um, a good option for the problems that the the atmosphere have.
Totally true. Right. Yeah. Now, it also says that regulation of temperature is critical or is the regulation of temperature contributes to climate stability. Why is that logical? Why does that make sense, Nati?
Well, because I think in this probably in this context of regulation of temperature involves all of the factors for being in a better space or yeah in a better talking about the conditions, of course the good conditions for us and the species or the ecosystem at the same time.
Very good. Exactly. Well, excellent. That is an excellent answer, Nati. Thank you very much. Let me go on to the next question. You guys are making great questions. Let me go to the next one. Um, all right. This is another question from Sebas. And if you can make the question, Sebas, and Nati, will you please respond?
Yes. What ecosystem services directly benefit human well-being?
Read the options, Sebas, please.
Emissions of crops, regulations of air and water quality, provision of food and medicine, or all of them.
Okay, thank you. What do you think, Nati?
All of the above.
All of the above. Why?
Well, because well, we see it in the text that you put out for us, but especially um, because it's like logical or some um, strategy at the same time. I think uh, it's only to be in a probability to find if it's true, and we saw in the text that you put us that is true.
Yeah, very true. Very true. In the text that I shared with you, it exactly explained these concepts that pollination of crops have a crucial role in the direct benefit for human well-being. Thank you, Nati. All right, the next question, Sebas, please. Question number 4.
Yes, teacher. Why is maintaining balance crucial for ecosystems' health? Prevents the overpopulation of certain species, maintain ecological resilience, support natural process like nutrient cycling, or all the option.
Okay, maintains ecological resilience and supports natural processes. Very good, Sebas. Thank you. Nati, what do you think?
Options A, B, and C.
Very good. What would happen if we had an overpopulation of certain species? Let's say there are too many lions. What would happen with the zebras? What would happen with the antelopes or with the certain rabbits or hyenas? If you have an overpopulation, what would happen?
Well, if we have like more lions, or probably with zebras, in a comparison, of course, in a comparative, the zebras don't exist because lions eat them. But at the same time, when zebras disappear, new feed for lions, they can disappear at the same time. Maybe exist in the world. I don't really know exactly, but I think so. Exists a balance in species. Of course, not like 50 lions or 50 zebras, but something like that. Because if we don't have that, the lions at the same time don't exist.
Okay, very good, very good. Now there is a fantastic video. Let me look it up. Is why have leopards lived for ages and adapted so well, maybe much better than other felines? Well, this is a great documentary. It's a fantastic documentary. Let's read this. Sebas, can you read this question, please?
Yes, teacher. Why have leopards lived for ages and adapted so well, maybe much better than other felines?
Felines.
Felines.
Yeah. Do you have any clue, Nati? Thank you, Sebas. Why have leopards have lived for ages and adapted so well to nature, of course? Do you have any ideas? Any clue? What do you think, Nati? Why do you think leopards have adapted so well?
Probably because they have their own or a, a good pelaje,
Fur, right?
a good fur,
Uh,
or or the immunological
Okay,
system is very good, something like that. I imagine. I'm not sure.
could be, but leopards tend to live longer and adapt themselves better than other felines. For example, they are more adaptable. I just learned about this recently. I didn't know about this until recently when I just saw uh, that they are big cat predators. And I'm going to share a documentary with Sebas and you so that you guys can watch it, please. I'm going to share this in the group. Let me go to the group here. Okay, this is the group. Please watch for discussion. Okay, go through the documentary, give it a glance, Nati, Sebas, what the documentary will be about. Now that we're talking about predators and the natural species and what would happen if there was an overpopulation. So please give it a look, glance through the documentary really quick, take 1 or 2 minutes, and let's see what you can expect to watch, please. Can you do that? I sent the link to the group, please.
Yes, teacher.
All right. So, what do you expect to see, Nat, in this documentary?
The life of the leopard or the ecosystem of the leopard.
The ecosystem of leopards, yeah,
Hmm.
they are big cat predators, right? Um, but this is a secret life of predators. So they are a fantastic predator with amazing characteristics that mm, uh, triggers the curiosity of people. Why do leopards live more than tigers or have through the ages, right? They have adapted themselves very easily to wildlife in the forest, in the jungle, in the steppe, in the savannah, everywhere. But why? Well, we need to watch this documentary because it's extremely interesting, Mati and Sebas. Okay. So let me ask Sebas what he watched. What did you see, Sebas, please, in this documentary? What did you what can you expect to find, Sebas, please?
Probably mm, a type of history of why the leopards are a very adapted predators
Right,
in
exactly,
the
exactly, right.
wildlife,
In
in the
wildlife,
wild.
exactly. Yeah, in the wild, yes, exactly. That's exactly what you're going to see. So I would like to ask you to please watch this documentary, watch the documentary, and we discuss it next Thursday. Can we do that, Nati, Sebas?
Yes, teacher.
All right. How about you, Nati? You think you can watch it and we discuss it next Thursday?
Yes, teacher, of course.
Okay, very good. Well, in that case, I just want to thank you. I'm going to give you a 10-minute break and we continue on Thursday with the discussion of leopards, fantastic animals and why they live so long and they are so adaptable to life in the jungle, in the wild, in the forest, in the savannah, everywhere. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
It's okay, teacher.
Thank you
All
so much.
right. Well,
Well,
thank you very much, Sebas,
see you,
Nati.
teacher.
Take care. See you Thursday.
See you, teacher. Goodbye.
Enjoy your day. See you Thursday.
You
Take care.
too,
Bye
you too,
bye.
teacher.
Thank you.
Goodbye.